I was laying in bed, wondering if she'd change at all, if her hair was still red. Folks, they said our times together sure was gonna be tough. Never did like Mama's homemade dress, Mama's bank book wasn't big enough. And I was standing on the side of the road, rain falling on my shoes. Headed out for the East Coast, Lord knows, paid some dues, getting through. Tangled up in blue. She was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. Helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could, abandoned it out west. Split up on the docks at night, both agreed it was the best. She turned around to look at me as I was walking away. Heard her say over my shoulder, we'll meet again someday. The avenue, tangled up in blue. Had a job in the great North Woods, working as a cook for a spell. Never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted down to New Orleans, where I happened to be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat right outside of Delacroix. But all the time, well, I was alone, axe was close behind. Seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind. And I just grew tangled up in blue. She was working in a topless place, I stopped in for a beer. Kept looking at the side of her face, and the spotlight so clear. And later on, as the crowd thinned out, I was about to do the same. Standing there at the back of my chair, saying, Dobie, do you know your name? I muttered something under my breath. She studied the lines on my face. Must admit I felt a little uneasy when she bent down, tied the laces on my shoe. Tangled up in blue. Lit a burner on the stove, offered me a pipe. Thought you'd never say hello, she said you look like the silent type. Then she opened up a book of poems, handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 13th century. And every one of them words rang true, rode like a burning coal. Shivering off of every page like it was written in my soul from me to you. Tangled up in blue. Live with them on Montague Street in the basement downstairs. Music in the cafes at night and revolution in the air. And she started into dealing with slaves, something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. When finally the bottom fell out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on like a bird that flew. Tangled up in blue. Now I'm going back again, got to get to her somehow. All the people we used to know, they're in illusion to me now. Some are mathematicians, some are carpenters' wives. Don't know how it all got started, don't know what they're doing with their lives. Me, I'm still on the road, headed for another joint. Always did feel the same, we just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue. Thank you. Something by Graham Nash. I think the only recorded version I've seen is on Four-Way Street, Crosby, Stills and Nash. I have that album. My head is hanging heavy with the thought of him in mind. Sacrilege for us to take advantage of the blind. Still before you come to me from out of yonder skies, a man's a man who looks a man right between the eyes. And the pain that we could bring to him, I don't think he could beat. Please don't ask me how I know, I've just been up that street. All the people living there have been silenced by their own lies. A man's a man who looks a man right between the eyes. Talking from experience, I know how he would feel, waking up and finding that his one love isn't real. But the age of truth will soon appear, Aquarius arrives. Man's a man who looks a man right between the eyes. Thank you.
Till next time. What's that? I said till next time.
Till next time, absolutely. There's always a next time. You know, if summer's coming, we'll open the deck, come over.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can't wait for summer.
Now that I go to Florida.
Two buds perched on a Boca bar stool, all liquored up, just two amiable fools. Me and Charles, amongst good friends, had no clue how that night was gonna end. The night me and Charles went home with the weird sisters from Mars. Weeks before Dave had named those two. 'Twarn't real nice, but then Dave was rude. Two pretty gals just hanging at the bar became the weird sisters from Mars at night. Sometime soon, me and Charles go home with the weird sisters from Mars. Sally and Sue, well, how do you do? You taught me something that I never knew. Learned a life lesson while out on the prowl, an aha moment in that here and now of the night. Me and Charles went home with the weird sisters from home. Charles struck up some nonsense conversation. Sally turned it into her invitation. Head on back to their apartment for further libation and merriment and night. And me and Charles went home with the weird sisters from home. Sally and Charles, well, they soon withdrew. 5 quarters, then Sue and I knew. The conversation got so personal, it didn't include either one of us at all. The night, me and Charles went home with the weird sisters from home. Sue said to me, do what you require. I'll do it for Sally, not my desire. She goes both ways, yeah, that's her thing. But guys for me, no passion brings the night. Me and Charles went home with the weird sisters from home. I've been called or dog before. Some hug me close, yeah, some show me the door. That night, learned a lesson from Sue. If you don't want me, I sure can't take you the night. Me and Charlie went home with the weird sisters. That's my tale, yes, I tell you true. One night saga, Sally and Sue. I left Charles there with a to hold. Limped on home to my humble abode. The night, me and Charles went home with the weird sisters. Thank you. Something by John Prine.
Oh, you're reading about it. Good, bad,
All the snow's turned to water. Christmas days have come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors. All that's left to linger on. I hate graveyards and old pawn shops. They always bring me tears. Can't forgive the way they robbed me. My childhood souvenir. Memories, they can't be bought. Can't be won at carnivals for free. Took me years to get those souvenirs. I don't know how they slipped away from me. Broken hearts, dirty windows, make life difficult to see. That's why last night and this morning always look the same to me. I hate reading old love letters. They always bring me tears. Can't forgive the way they robbed me. My sweetheart's souvenir. Memories, they can't be bought. Can't be won at carnivals for free. Took me years to get those souvenirs. Don't know how they slipped away from me. Thank you.